Often we live our lives feeling that reality is something fixed, a landscape we simply observe. We wake up each day and adapt to structures that already exist, without questioning if there is another way to interact with the world. We accept our circumstances as an inevitable destiny, as if we were mere tenants in a house that someone else built. But what if I told you that the space you inhabit is not an unmovable structure, but the result of every thought you've had? What if every belief, every ingrained emotion, were the silent building material that molds your environment? What if your mind wasn't just a spectator, but the architect of your own reality? Today we are going to begin rediscovering that power, looking beyond the obvious. It's not a trick, nor an act of magic, but a principle as fundamental as gravity, an understanding that has been hidden in plain sight. In the next few minutes, I will guide you to understand the direct relationship between your inner world and your outer world. It's time to stop being an observer and start intentionally designing the life you desire. Your reality is not an unmovable fact. It is the manifestation of a frequency. I'm not referring to the radio waves you pick up, but to the subtle yet immensely powerful energy you emit with every thought, emotion, and belief. Modern physics has validated what ancestral traditions already intuited, that everything in the universe at its most fundamental level is energy vibrating at different speeds. Your body, the people around you, and even the space in your room are energy fields that resonate with a particular frequency. And your consciousness is the most powerful broadcaster of all, the central point from which all signals radiate. Imagine for a moment that your consciousness is a lighthouse in the darkness of a vast ocean. The signal you emit with your lighthouse not only illuminates what already exists, but, in a mysterious and magnetic way, attracts realities to you that resonate with that same light. If the frequency of your lighthouse is bright, clear, and expansive, the vessels that approach will be those of abundance, health, and peace. If, on the contrary, the signal is weak, chaotic, or unstable, the universe will send you realities that resonate with that same instability. Every thought of gratitude, every moment of calm, or every instant of appreciation emits a high, clear, and organized frequency. In contrast, constant worry, ingrained doubt, fear, or anger emit a dense, disorganized frequency that contracts your energy, making the sea around you more turbulent. The key to manifesting is not just to wish with force, but to understand that your outer world is the direct and honest reflection of the frequency you have been emitting. That is why, often, we find ourselves repeating the same patterns and attracting the same situations, no matter what our conscious mind longs for at that moment. Most of us live with an unconscious frequency, programmed by the habits, fears, and beliefs we absorbed from childhood. It's as if the dial on your radio were stuck on a single station, one that plays a loop of negative news. No matter how much your conscious mind wants to listen to music that cheers you up, the radio keeps playing the same signal, no matter how hard you try. The true mastery of your reality lies in taking control of that dial. It's about shifting from being a passive receiver to a conscious broadcaster. And to take control, you must first learn to feel. I invite you to do a simple exercise with me. Start by gently closing your eyes. Take a deep, conscious inhale, allowing the air to enter through your nose and fill not just your lungs, but your entire body. Exhale slowly, releasing any tension you may have in your shoulders, neck, or jaw. Now, in the inner silence we've created, I ask you to ask yourself, with complete honesty, what frequency am I emitting at this instant? Don't look for the answer in words, feel it in your body. Do you feel a lightness, an openness in your chest, a sense of calm and space? Or do you feel an oppression, a sense of haste, a tension in your stomach, or a mind that won't stop thinking? Don't judge yourself, just observe. The recognition of your current frequency is the first and most crucial step to being able to change it. Once you have recognized your frequency, it's time to learn how to tune it. And for that, you don't need great effort, but a subtle redirection of your attention. With your eyes still closed, I ask you to remember a moment in your life when you felt fully alive, happy, or at peace. It doesn't have to be a big event. It can be something as simple as the warmth of the sun on your face, The taste of a perfect cup of coffee, a moment of laughter with a loved one, or a walk in nature. Relive that moment in your mind in full detail. What did you see? What sounds were around you? Was there a particular smell? And most importantly, how did it feel in your body? Allow that feeling of peace or joy to expand, to fill every corner of your being, from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Allow yourself to stay there for a moment, just feeling. When you do this exercise, you are consciously moving your dial. You are creating a new frequency that, for a moment, becomes your dominant frequency. The power to be the architect of your reality lies in the ability to make this tuning a daily, constant, and conscious practice. It's not about pretending you're fine, but about recognizing your current frequency and, through attention, redirecting it toward the one that will serve you to build the life you desire. Because when the frequency of your interior matches the reality you want, manifestation ceases to be a mystery or a coincidence and becomes an ineludible certainty. The path to mastering your frequency doesn't end here. It's just the beginning. The key is consistency. Just as a musician practices a scale every day to master their instrument, you must practice tuning your frequency to master yours. Over time, you won't need to close your eyes to feel your frequency. It will become a constant awareness. And when this happens, your reality will begin to transform in ways that seem impossible to you today. The next time you find yourself in a situation of stress or doubt, remember that you have the power to move that dial, to change your station. It is a power that was not given to you, but that belongs to you by design. Use it. Your outer world is not a coincidence. It is a reflection, an echo of your inner world. To understand the totality of your power as a creator, you must understand that the reality you perceive is a mirror, a huge and complex mirror that constantly shows you what you carry within. And the image you see cannot be changed by altering the glass. It can only be transformed by changing the source of the reflection. Most of us spend our lives trying to polish the mirror, struggling with circumstances, blaming people or bad luck, without realizing that the source of the reflection is ourselves. The mastery of manifestation resides in the understanding that to change your world, you must first change your inner self. Your conscious mind is like the light that illuminates a room, but your subconscious is the vast and dark warehouse behind that light, full of all the objects, memories, emotions, and beliefs you have accumulated since your childhood. Every experience you lived, every word you were told, every success and every failure is stored in this warehouse as if it were a computer program running in the background. And the most important thing is that this warehouse operates on autopilot without you having to think about it. 95% of your decisions, reactions, habits, and life patterns come from this dark space, not from the conscious light of your thought. Consider for a moment a deeply ingrained belief, such as the idea that money is scarce and hard to come by. This belief is not a simple idea. It is a powerful instruction that lies deep within your subconscious. Every time you try to manifest prosperity with your conscious mind, perhaps through affirmations or visualizations, you encounter the resistance of that old belief, which acts as an invisible filter. And since your subconscious is the warehouse that runs 95% of the show, the ingrained belief almost always wins. The reality you experience, the opportunities that close, the bills that pile up, the feeling of not having enough, is the exact reflection of that belief. Your reality does not lie to you. It shows you what your subconscious has been holding. To change the image in the mirror, we cannot simply think positively for a moment. We must go beyond the surface and reorganize the warehouse. We must identify those old beliefs that no longer serve us and replace them with new patterns. But it is not a task of willpower. It is a work of awareness. It's about observing without judgment what the mirror is showing you. I invite you to do a small self-observation exercise. Close your eyes and bring to your mind an area of your life where you feel dissatisfied, whether it's your finances, your relationships, or your health. Now, instead of feeling frustration, look at that situation as if you were seeing a reflection in the mirror. Do you see a lack of job opportunities, a stagnation in your income? The mirror tells you that there is a belief in scarcity, that your value is not recognized, or that you are not worthy of abundance. Do you see relationships that don't work, recurring conflicts? The mirror shows you a belief that you are not worthy of love, that deep connections are not safe, or that you must fight to be loved. Every reflection is a clue, an invitation to explore your inner world. In the next few minutes, we will guide you to use your reality as a powerful tool to discover the beliefs that need to be updated. You are not broken. Your inner warehouse just needs to be reorganized. Now, with your eyes still closed, I ask you to imagine that you are standing in front of a mirror, but this mirror is your life. Observe everything in it, your achievements and your challenges, your relationships and your finances. Do not judge what you see, just observe with a neutral curiosity. Now, take a step back. Imagine that on the other side of the mirror, there is a version of you that already has the life you want. That person does not live with the same beliefs as you. What are they doing? What beliefs do they have? How do they feel in their body? They are not a different person. They are a version of you who has reorganized their inner warehouse. Your job is not to fight to get to that version, but simply to start reorganizing your inner warehouse here and now. To begin reorganizing the warehouse, I propose a 3-step method that you can practice daily. The first step is recognition. You must become a relentless observer of your own reality. Every time you encounter an unwanted reflection, an unexpected bill, an argument, a feeling of chronic fatigue, stop, and instead of reacting, ask yourself, what belief in my subconscious could be creating this reflection? The answer will not always be immediate, but with practice you will begin to see clear patterns. The second step is rewriting. Once you have identified a limiting belief, you must replace it with one that serves you. If the mirror shows you that money is hard, the new program must be, prosperity flows to me in unexpected ways and with ease. If the reflection shows difficult relationships, the new program is, I am worthy of loving and respectful relationships. This is not an exercise in self-deception. It is an affirmation that must be felt as a truth. Rewriting works best when combined with emotion, as emotion is the language of the subconscious. Repeat these new beliefs with feeling, not just with your head. And the third step is embodiment. It's not just about thinking the new belief, but living it. How would a person who already believes that prosperity flows to them act? How would they feel? How would they talk? How would a person who knows they are worthy of love move? How would they care for themselves? The subconscious learns through experience and repetition. By embodying the new belief, even for a few minutes each day, you are giving your subconscious mind new evidence that the new program is the truth, and not just a fantasy. The mirror of your reality is always active, showing you exactly what is happening inside you. By stopping the fight with the image and starting to work with the source, you become a master of your own reality. Life stops being a place of reaction and transforms into a blank canvas waiting for your greatest work. Manifestation is not an instant event, a snap of the fingers that changes your world. Manifestation is a rhythm, a constant and deliberate dance between your intention and the universe. And to master this rhythm, you must stop being a spectator and become the conductor of your own life. The most common mistake people make is to expect an immediate result after a single visualization or affirmation. They believe the planted seed should bear fruit the next day, and upon not seeing it, they give up, unearthing the seed before it has a chance to germinate. The rhythm of creation is a process, a cadence that requires patience, dedication, and unwavering faith in the invisible. To understand this rhythm, think of nature. A majestic tree does not grow overnight. It begins with a tiny seed that is planted with intention and purpose. Then, the sower waters that seed day after day, nourishes it with light, protects it from pests, and trusts that, in due time, the seed will sprout and grow into a majestic tree. The sower does not unearth the seed to see if it is growing. They know that the most important work is done underground, in the darkness, in the silence. The rhythm of creation is exactly like this. It is a three-step cycle that is constantly repeated. Intention, action, and trust. Intention is the first step. We have already talked about this. It is about knowing what you want and why you want it, with crystal clear clarity. It is the seed you plant. Action, however, is not just the physical effort you put into your work. It is aligned action, inspired action that arises from your new frequency. It is responding to that inner call in a way that honors the reality you are building. And the third step, trust, is perhaps the most difficult. It is letting go of the outcome and trusting that the universe is working in your favor, even if you don't see the evidence yet. It is the certainty that your seed is growing underground. The rhythm of creation is the constant repetition of these three steps, the cadence that takes you from where you are to where you want to be. One of the most powerful tools to maintain this rhythm is what I call the footprint meditation. Most visualizations focus on seeing an image of your future, but the footprint meditation goes a step further. It is about leaving a sensory and emotional footprint so deep in your subconscious that it cannot differentiate between the memory of your past and the experience of your future. It's about living the future in the present, not just imagining it. Your brain encodes memories through the senses and emotion. When you recreate that experience in detail, you are giving your brain a new story of your past, one that is actually your desired future. For this meditation, I invite you on a journey. Close your eyes and take a deep inhale. Feel the air travel through your body and exhale slowly, releasing any tension. Now, with your mind's eye, I ask you to transport yourself to that future you are building. Do not see it as a distant image. Feel it as if you are already there. Feel the weight of your body in the chair or on the sofa. What texture does the seat have? What is the temperature in the room? Connect with your body in this moment before you go any further. Now, I ask you to stand up in the place where your future begins. This place is real, and it is here in your imagination. Look around you. What do you see? Detail the colors, the shapes, the lights, and the shadows. Are you in a bright office, in a house with a sea view, or in a creative studio? Observe every detail. Now, pay attention to the sounds. What do you hear in this future? The sound of your own voice giving a successful presentation, the murmur of the waves on the beach of your new home, the soft sound of classical music while you work on your dream project. Allow those sounds to envelop you, to anchor you in this reality. Now, notice the smells. Does it smell of freshly brewed coffee in the mornings? Of a new book you just bought? Of fresh air after the rain in a quiet place? Let your mind assimilate all these details, as reality is recorded in our consciousness through our five senses. And now, the most important step of all, the feeling. How does it feel in your body to be in this future? Do you feel the lightness and freedom of financial success? The peace and calm of having the health you have always desired? The expansion of creativity flowing freely through you? Is there a smile of satisfaction on your face? Where in your body do you feel this emotion most intensely? Allow yourself to feel these genuine emotions in your body, as if you were already living that reality. By doing this, you are not just visualizing, you are leaving a footprint, a sensory memory that your subconscious encodes as a real experience, creating a new neural map to your future. The next pillar of this rhythm is the echo practice. Positive affirmations are powerful, but they often stay on the surface if we only think them without feeling. The echo practice is about pairing an affirmation with a genuine emotion so that it resonates throughout your being. It is about making your affirmation not just a phrase, but a visceral truth that your subconscious accepts without a doubt. I propose an exercise. Choose an affirmation that resonates with you. For example, I am a magnet for prosperity, my body is strong and healthy, or love flows easily in my life. Now, instead of just repeating it, I invite you to remember a moment in your life when you felt deeply grateful, abundant, or full of vitality. It doesn't have to be a big event. It can be something as simple as receiving an unexpected gift, a word of encouragement that reached your soul, or the feeling of having overcome a physical challenge. Close your eyes and relive that emotion. Feel that sensation of abundance or vitality in your body. Where do you feel it? In your heart? In your stomach? Allow that emotion to amplify. Now, with that emotion still alive within you, say your affirmation aloud or in your mind, I am a magnet for prosperity. By pairing the affirmation with the emotion, you are creating an echo. The emotion amplifies the affirmation, sending a clear and powerful signal to your subconscious, which is the one that truly listens and creates. And finally, the anchor that ties all this together is the breath. Breathing is not just an act of survival. It is the direct bridge between your mind and your body, between your intention and your emotion. Conscious breathing is the simplest and most effective tool to tune your frequency and maintain the rhythm of creation. I invite you to take small pauses throughout your day to breathe. In those moments, inhale deeply the reality you want to create, the feeling of peace, of abundance, or of health. And exhale any doubt, any fear, or any limitation that is holding you back. With each inhale, you attract. With each exhale, you release. With each breath, you align yourself with the rhythm of the universe. The rhythm of creation is not something you do just once and expect results. It is something you do every day with intention and loving dedication. It is the commitment to be the conductor of your own life. Practice the footprint meditation so your future feels like a memory. Practice the echo practice so your affirmations become visceral truths. And anchor both with your conscious breath. And remember that the most important growth happens in the darkness, in the silence, where the seed you have planted is working tirelessly to become the majestic tree of your dreams. The next time you find yourself in a situation of stress or doubt, remember that you have the power to move that dial, to change your station. It is a power that was not given to you, but that belongs to you by design. Use it. Throughout this journey, we have explored 3 fundamental pillars. First, we discovered that your reality is not an unmovable fact, but the manifestation of a frequency that you emit with every thought and emotion. We learned that you are a lighthouse, and the signal you send determines what realities you attract. Then, we delved into the idea that your outer world is a mirror of your inner world, and that to change the image, you cannot polish the glass, but must reorganize the warehouse of beliefs that is in your subconscious. And finally, we understood that creation is a rhythm, a constant dance that requires patience, intention, and an unshakable faith in the process. Now it is time to unite these 3 threads into a single, powerful truth. This truth is what we call the entanglement of being. Quantum physics teaches us that 2 particles can be entangled in such a way that, even if they are light years apart, the state of one instantly affects the state of the other. They are not separate. They are, in essence, one and the same entity. Your consciousness and your reality operate in the same way. They are not separate entities. They are entangled. Your inner state instantly affects your outer world, not through a linear cause and effect, but through this fundamental connection, this non-separation. Your thought and your reality are 2 sides of the same coin. This means that you are not a simple observer of your life. You are an active and entangled participant. Every moment of your existence, every thought you have, is not a mere reaction, but a co-creation. The entanglement of being frees us from the idea that we are victims of circumstances. It empowers us with the truth that every choice, every emotion, and every thought you nurture is, in that precise instant, sending a signal to the totality of your entangled reality. When your frequency, the lighthouse's signal, aligns with the reality you desire, and your inner world, the subconscious warehouse, reflects that same reality, the dance of creation becomes harmonious. Opportunities do not appear by chance. They manifest because your being is entangled with them. This understanding transforms the purpose of your life. You stop searching for happiness or success as if they were lost objects that you must find. Instead, you realize that your work is to cultivate an inner state that is already abundant, that is already happy, that is already at peace. When you live in that state, The outer world has no other option but to reflect it, because it is entangled with you. The question is no longer, how can I get what I want? But, how can I become the person who already has what I want? And the answer is in the daily rhythms we have explored. Your journey of manifestation is not a constant effort to force results, but a loving and consistent practice of attuning yourself to the frequency of your highest self. It is an act of trust in yourself and in the universe. It is the certainty that you are already the architect, the maestro, and that everything you build already exists in potential, waiting to be manifested by you. Do not forget the 3 steps we have learned: the recognition of your current frequency, the rewriting of limiting beliefs, and the embodiment of the new version of yourself. These are not mere steps. They are the daily rhythm of your entanglement with reality. Every time you find yourself struggling, stop. Remember that you are not a victim, but a co-creator. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Feel the certainty that your being and your reality are entangled, and that your power to mold your world is in every breath, in every thought, and in every emotion you choose to nurture. The end of this video is, in reality, the beginning of your new life. The script of your future has not been written by fate, but is being written by you in every present moment. Start now.